Yo, and today I have for you OTF Cokilla, man. OTF Cokilla's arrest reports. OTF Cokilla arrest reports, man. If you have not done so, hit that subscribe button and thumb up the video, as that's what gets my video out to new potential subscribers, and that is imperative for the growth of my channel. I appreciate each and every one of you liking and subscribing thus far, but get those videos out, share those videos, man. If you can, share them to wherever you want to share them to, is that's what's going to help my channel grow. All right, now we're going to jump right into this. Hairstyle, medium brown complexion. All right, we have charges for 1, armed violence, category 1, class a type felony, possession of possession amount controlled substance, type felony, possession of another controlled substance, and a type felony. All right, we have 2.8 grams of a controlled substance, estimated street value $280. Right, the above arrested in that arriving officers received information that they observed a male black subject display a handgun with a large magazine in the vicinity of 53rd and May. Arriving officers with knowledge that there was an earlier shots fired call in which someone related they heard approximately 20 gunshots in the vicinity of 53rd and May, set up surveillance in the area. After observing several apparent narcotics transactions involving the arrestee, arriving officers approached for a field interview. As arriving officers dialing approached the arrestee, he observed a large black object protruding from his waistband. Protective pat-down revealed a Glock 17 semi-automatic handgun with a large drum-style magazine, loaded with an unknown amount of rounds, and 1 round in the chamber. Arriving officers Elmer recovered said weapon, and the arrestee was placed into custody, then transported to the 9th District for further processing. Custodial search revealed a knotted plastic bag containing 6 smaller knotted plastic bags containing a hard rock-like substance, suspect crack cocaine, as well as 8 Ziploc plastic bags containing a white powder substance, suspect heroin, from the arrestee's front right pocket. Federally debriefed and Mirandized by FBI agents T. Gruzbiak and J. Rusk at 18-19 hours, after which he waived his rights and admitted possessing the handgun, but claimed he didn't own it. Alright, and that is the first arrest for Cokilla. We have another one that seems to be a follow-up to that document. Alright, and this is actually another arrest for Cokilla here. September 23rd, 2016, street gang contact / parole. This is an on-view arrest by Gang Enforcement Central Division 6711 team. In summary, as arriving officers were touring the respective boundaries of the redacted street gang members who are implicated in a recent homicide, arriving officers observed the listed subject Bass standing on the sidewalk amongst 3 other male individuals, some of which were believed to be drinking alcohol from plastic cups. Believing retaliation from the aforementioned homicide will occur in the listed area, arriving officers were aggressively patrolling the area to deter any further violence. Arriving officers began to slow our unmarked police vehicle, at which time the listed subject Bass looked into arriving officers' direction, then began to walk away from arriving officers while appearing to secure an object near his right hip. Believing the listed subject Bass was attempting to conceal a handgun, arriving officers immediately exited our vehicle to conduct a field interview. FI revealed the listed subject Bass is currently on IDOC parole and has been previously issued IDOC number listed. The listed subject Bass has a projected discharge date of July 18, 2017, under case number listed for narcotics. Arriving officers conducted a F1 of the witness, redacted, who was standing with the listed subject Bass, which revealed he is a self-admitted and documented redacted street gang member. The listed subject Bass having direct and indirect contact with a street gang member is a violation of the conditions of his IDOC parole. All right, getting down into this is another document in furtherance of the other document stating he violated his parole. Alright, we have a narrative here. This is an on-view arrest by gang enforcement. History of investigation. As arriving officers touring the respective boundaries of the Black Peastone gang members who are implicated in a recent homicide. So that's, I was trying to figure out where Cokilla, what neighborhood he belonged to, or what gang affiliation he had. It seems to be Black P-Stones. All right, we have a new arrest report here, April 8th, 2016. This is an issuance of a warrant. This is a FAU request by 5752A. Responding officers were assigned the listed warrant for the original charge of POC. Responding officers located the offender at Cook County DOC in custody for an unrelated incident. Responding officers, with the assistance of Detective Jenkins, coordinated the arrest process of the offender while he was being held at Cook County DOC. All right, so they served him a warrant while he was locked up, which is never a good feeling. All right, we have another arrest report for Cokilla here. We have this is a felony, MFG/DEL, cocaine. So maybe a delivery of some cocaine and a delivery of heroin, 2 felonies. He had 9 grams, wow, 9 grams of heroin, 9 grams of coke. All right, this is an arrest by narcotics squad, so the narcotics team was on him. Team members executed a search warrant at 51 Redacted South Aberdeen. Above subject was detained inside the residence with co-arrestees. In plain view, members recovered a large amount of crack and heroin from inside the residence, and an additional amount of crack and heroin that was thrown out of the rear window as team members made entry. Also recovered was a large amount of something. All subjects placed into custody. Okay. Not sure what this is. Alright. Vice case report. This is just for Vice. For the narcotics. Yeah. Narcotics Division supplementary report. Possession of a controlled substance from that residence. In offense, the offender, Kevin Bass, aka James. Alright, we have gang affiliations, Black P-Stone Nation. He was within 1,000 feet of an elementary school, which I don't know if it's in Chicago, but anytime you're selling drugs within the vicinity of a school, they trump up your charges, man. And ASA approving the search warrant. Evidence recovered. 1 plastic bag containing knotted crack cocaine, a bundle of money, clear plastic Ziploc bags, each with maroon bulldog logos, one side each containing a white powdered suspect heroin. Clear plastic Ziploc bag with the bulldog logo, and some more heroin. 21 clear plastic knotted bags, each containing a rock-like substance, crack. Wow, man. They raided the trap. They found out where this trap was, man, and raided it. These are a lot of grams of heroin. Just to say, wow. All right, history of investigation. On today's date, January 21st, 2016, Team B1, along with uniformed officers, executed a search warrant 16 Southwest 4171 at the above listed address, 51 Redacted South Aberdeen. Before executing the search warrant, Sergeant Diggs attempted to make a confirmation buy from inside the residence. Sergeant Diggs knocked on the door and was allowed entry by Redacted. Once inside the residence, Redacted asked Sergeant Diggs what she was looking for. Sergeant Diggs related that she was there to buy 1 hard and 1 soft, a street term used to describe hard crack cocaine, soft heroin. Redacted walked to the rear of the house and yelled, "I got one that wants hard and soft." Bass, the subject described in the warrant, came from behind the curtain and flashed a flashlight in Sergeant Diggs' face and stated, "I don't know her and I'm not going to serve her. Get her the fuck out of here." Redacted then walked Sergeant Diggs back to the front door and told her to leave. Sergeant Diggs related the front door was fortified, but they removed the fortification to allow customers in. Sergeant Diggs further related what happened and told the search warrant team to go. As responding officers approached, surveillance related that a male black, the front passenger of a small Jeep, was allowed entry into the residence, later identified as Redacted. Responding officers approached the residence, knocked and announced their office. Receiving no answer, responding officers entered through the massively fortified front door, which was being braced by 4x4 posts from the floor, wall, and ceiling, but was removed to allow Redacted into the residence for the purpose of purchasing a quantity of heroin. Upon entering the residence and announcing responding officer's office and the execution of a search warrant, Redacted ran to the rear of the residence in the enclosed rear porch, broke a rear window, and threw a bag containing a quantity of heroin, crack cocaine, and $462 U.S. currency. After photos were taken, the suspect, narcotics, and USC were recovered. As responding officers chased Redacted, Bass, the subject described in the warrant, Redacted, was in the kitchen, attempted to destroy multiple bags of heroin and crack cocaine. All subjects were detained, at which time responding officers recovered a total of 18 bags of suspect heroin from the kitchen countertop and floor, and 21 clear plastic knotted bags, each containing a white rock-like substance, crack cocaine, from the kitchen. Redacted was detained after he freely stated that he was there to purchase $180 U.S. currency of heroin. Redacted money was seized and he was allowed to leave. After being placed under arrest, a custodial search warrant conducted on Bass, Donald, and Redacted. Responding officers recovered the above-listed U.S. currency from their persons. No proof of residency was recovered due to the fact that the residence was vacant, that had gas and electrical service. There was no working bathroom, and there was open sewer pipes and broken water pipes in the basement, with uncontrolled running water from broken pipes, and one mattress in the dining room with a TV and video game. All arrestees was then transported into Area South for processing. Clear closed with arrest. Wow, so I'm not sure if that guy was an informant but they let him go with the money, or they took his money, I believe. Yeah, seized. His money was seized, but that's interesting. All right, we have another arrest report here. It's a failure to appear in court on November 27, 2015. All right. In summary, responding officers observed the subject in an area known for high levels of recent gang violence. Responding officers conducted an interview which revealed a failure to appear cannabis violation. All right. All right. We have another arrest report. This was he was arrested on April 29th, 2014. This is an issuance of a warrant. This is an arrest by BT962B under incident number listed that responding officers working in a high gang narcotics area observed listed subject along with two other individuals walking in the middle of the street. Upon driving toward the listed subjects on routine patrol, Kevin Bass looked in responding officers' direction and made a furtive movement toward the right side of his waistband, adjusting an unknown item. Responding officers, believing that the subject may have secreted on his person suspect contraband, approached for a protective pat-down for weapons and field interview. The subject related his name and date of birth, and responding officers conducted a name check of the listed subject. Leads confirmed that he had a warrant. All right. And this was on August 24th, 2012. And this is for less than 1 gram of coke, man. This was a felony again. I mean, this dude was selling since, he was a kid. $49, 0.4 grams of coke. All right, address of arrest is 51st Street. The above was placed under arrest after delivering 0.4 grams of substance containing suspect crack cocaine to an undercover officer in exchange for $20 pre-recorded 1505 funds. So he sold to an undercover, man. But he was young, 17. And they inventoried the clear knotted plastic bag containing the rock-like substance and a $20 bill that was marked police money. And this is the Vice case report. All right, we have 2 people in custody for delivery of a controlled substance by bus. So this is a by bus initiative. All right, there it is. Yep. Reporting officer met with members of the Narcotics Division as well as the 009th District Tactical Officers and formulated a plan to make a controlled purchase of narcotics from the above area as part of a buy-bust initiative. Responding officers acting as a surveillance officer for Undercover Officer Marr, who will be referred to as UCO, will be acting as a primary purchasing officer while driving an undercover vehicle. While on surveillance, responding officers observed the UCO drive into the 5100 block of May and engage a male black subject now known as Antoine Mitchell in conversation through the UCO's driver's side window. Responding officers then observed Mitchell direct the UCO to park. Mitchell then got the attention of another subject who was standing on the east side of the street, now known as Kevin Bass. Both subjects engaged in a brief conversation. Mitchell then walked through an east gangway out of sight with Bass remaining on the street. After a few moments, Mitchell re-emerged from the gangway and approached Bass. Responding officers then observed Mitchell and hand Bass a small item. Bass then walked over to the UCO's vehicle and leaned into the passenger side window with Mitchell standing close behind. Both subjects then stepped away from the UCO's vehicle. The UCO then drove away, informing responding officers of the positive transaction with both subjects. Responding officers then observed both subjects immediately run westbound into the alley of May and then north out onto 51st Street, where responding officers directed enforcement to stop both subjects. Both subjects placed into custody and custodial search of Bass revealed him to be in possession of the pre-recorded 1505 funds used in the transaction. UCO Marr drove past and positively identified both subjects as the individuals involved in the transaction. Both subjects transported into the 009th District for processing. This case is closed by arrest. And that is that. Since he might have been from the Lamb on Racine. These are the funds recovered, the $20. Yep, we just pretty much read that. They closed the arrest with 2 individuals. Let's get over here. Let's check out this. Alright, man, I think this is it here. Got the mini mug shots of Cokilla, man, 059, man. Alright, guys, thanks for watching, man. Hope you have a great day. Hit that subscribe button and thumb up this video and turn your notifications on, as I will be dropping more later. Peace.